Hey everybody, welcome back to Edgington, City on the Edge, here in Timber and Stone 1.52. We really need to get work on this building here. How many shingles do we have left? Many. We have many. Or several, at least. Come on. There's gotta be, like, more. We have plenty of wood, at least, so I don't need to worry about that terribly much. But, anyways, it is a fairly quiet day. We've had one spider who was left over anyways from preceding things, and wow, all of the fishermen are just getting over here. Okay, that's fine, as long as you, like, I suppose you are close to a barrel there, so you can get the food in pretty quickly. There is that to be considered. And, oops, so you are moving very slowly. What have you got on you? 10 animal hair, 7 food, 7 arrows, 4 hide, 4 animal fat. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun to get into our supplies. Oh, and a tree grew up what wasn't supposed to. Cut down. Oh no, we also had to chop that one. Okay. Apparently. Remove that stump. Don't need to worry about the stumps around here, because they don't actually have any, which is nice. Successfully crafted a steel halberd. Well done, Luna. 2 more on the listings. Let's see how we do there. Here. Right, so last time I talked about zombies and how they occupy an interesting niche inside of horror movie monsters and the like. So this time I thought I might discuss something very similar to that, which is the importance of being a kid, of being childish, because I've liked horror movies and all sorts since I was a kid, so it's a prescient thing for me. And I think it's becoming increasingly important for reasons that I have vowed not to discuss on this channel, on this particular series at the very least. To remember that you don't always have to be a full mature adult about things. Occasionally, it is entirely permissible for you to delight in an old video game, to have a cuddle and scream into a plushie. Especially the screaming these days, dude. It is permissible to get excited about things. It is permissible to enjoy things that are conventionally made for children. Now, this has become more acceptable to a fault as geeks and whatnot have risen up the social ladder in more recent years, albeit a very specific brand of geek has done so. Do we have any stuff to make into leather? Yes, we do. Make more leather then. And from that, make more armor, please. Oh, we have plenty of that. Good. There. More leather tunics is good. We'll harvest all that we can to try and make them so that everybody has them, so that nobody can get one hit by a warg again. Although I admit I'm not terribly certain how much good that'll be. We'll find out. We'll find out. Ooh. Oh, that is... Wow, Paper, you are carrying the shiniest letter opener there. Oh, blimey. Wow, that'll do some damage. That's gonna give those goblins something for, isn't it? Jeez. What do we have now? In storage, we have 1 steel halberd left in storage. I think the other one may have failed. But we do have some more steel, so let's try and make another one. Give Luna something to do and get Luna some more practice on making steel. Phew. We have the conventional wisdom, and I'm pretty much quoting the Bible here because it's what I was taught growing up, for good or ill. Require more mining pile. What do you know? That's why I was having you dig out that wall. That is exactly why this hole exists. It was made for mining piles. The conventional wisdom is, when I was a child, I had childish things, and when I became an adult, I am horrifically paraphrasing here, I did away with childish things, basically. When I was a child, I fought like a child, acted as a child, and played as a child. When I became an adult, I did away with childish things, I think is the rough, full thing there. And that's really not true, and it never has been. Because what are the things that you play with when you're a child? More specifically, why do you play with them? You play with them because you enjoy them, because they give you happiness, enjoyment, pleasure. And you hug your plushies because it makes you feel safe and comfortable. Why then must we do away with these things? Well, because some adult told some child at some point in history that they had to, and that child grew up to be another adult that told their child the same thing, and it just went on with this big line. Ultimately, the revelation here is there's no such thing as an adult. There is simply a child with additional responsibility. Level 13 Fisherman Clover. Well done. Get all of the fish. Okay, so 2 halberds will be enough for our primary thing. We've got 2 in storage right now. There's 1 over there. If we can get another halberd, then we'll have enough for our entire roster of patrols. But for that, we need more steel, and we're out of iron currently, but we can make 2 more. So let's hope that goes without a hitch. And I don't think there's terribly much more I need to be too concerned with. It's been chopped. Remove stop. We want to have, like, clear walls on the sides of these roads, because it makes it easy to attack people that are trying to get on them to do some nasty stuff, basically. So when you... I'm going from my own experience here, growing up. And a specific example that I always come back to is my dad. Because my dad has had some issues in his life, and it's just so happened that those issues have given me a very clear and shifting understanding of him as I've gotten older. So, when I was a kid, my dad seemed to be perennially violent. He seemed to be short-tempered. He disliked anything that I remotely approved of, and paid precious little attention to me. As I got older, a little bit older, he didn't mellow too much at that stage, but I began to realize a lot of the things he was warding me away from and getting upset with me were things that were genuinely for my good. So, don't set the wall on fire whilst attempting to help out with a blowtorch with decorations, for example. Made a lot more sense as I got older. And then I got a little bit more older, and I think I was attending my brother's graduation at university. I can't remember exactly, but I hadn't seen my dad more or less for a couple of years at that point because I'd been at university. And I found out, just during casual conversation, that my dad had been diagnosed with panic attacks. And that he'd been having these, unknowingly, for decades. And sort of a lot of things fell into place at that point. So here's me sat in the back of a car having a conversation with my dad, and I realized all of these things that I'm remembering were just another human being having the same or similar issues that I deal with. And here is this other human being who is every bit as bewildered by adulthood, by taxes, by legislation, by regulations, by responsibilities and all sorts, as I am, who's just every bit as who's just as every bit winging it as I am. And the reality is that's the case for every single adult in the world. They're just doing their best with what they've learned so far. And that then gives us this ultimate pivotal revelation that you don't have to be an adult. Because an adult is just a block of time in your life, and it does not erase everything that came before it. You are every bit the child you used to be. So how are we... Did we get that steel? Did we get that weapon there? That halberd? There are 2 halberds in here. And I can see 2 that are out, so yes we did. Good. Hooray! We've now got halberds. We've leveled up our halberd tech. And so if you are indeed the child that you were growing up, then there is no reason whatsoever that you should give up all of these things that comforted you. In fact, given the stress of being a quote-unquote adult, you have all the more reason to actually enjoy them, to encourage them, to take part in them. There's a reason that video games are still popular amongst adults. There's a reason they don't stop like that. There's a reason that knick-knack little toys have become increasingly popular in the adult market. It's because they're nostalgic. They remind us of simpler, younger times. And that's comforting to us. And if I sound particularly impassioned about this, it's because it was a fairly pivotal discovery in my life thus far. So at that point, I stopped kind of seeing my dad as this pillar of wisdom or whatever, and just realized, oh, you're just another dude, you're just older than me. And as they say, age is just a number. What are we doing on this build over here? We're getting this done. Yeah, we got a few more. How many bricks do we have for this? Whoop, game saving. 6, so we definitely need more than that. Let's add 20 to the list. Because we can afford it, and let's face it, we need to get rid of the stone. And speaking of getting rid of stone, do we have the space down here for another pile? Yes, we do. Good. There. And just for good measure, there as well. Can't stick one there because this hole in the ground, but that's fine, we can deal. It's not going to be pretty, but it doesn't have to be because it's only dark and it's mostly under the ground. Yeah, I feel like I'm some degree of authority on being childish when you're an adult, on the basis that I currently play video games for a living. You might be able to see here this little plushie that's just dangling from my microphone stand, in fact. And I'm surrounded by plushies. There's about 12 plushies in my office alone. I have about 17 total in this apartment. Quite a lot more, including my the stores of whatever was in my childhood bedroom, way back home. When it is dusk, won't be too terribly long before we call it an episode then. And yes, looks like we are changing over with the guard. Very good. But everybody has bronze. Everyone has graduated from their fiery bronze glaives to their decidedly sharp and pointy steel halberds now. Ooh, that's gonna be good. I almost want to see what people do with it. I almost want to see what the damage is from those. Almost. So we want to be making more steel now to make more armor pieces for our patrols. So that's talking steel boots are 2. Let's try and grab a pair of that. Steel cuirasses 3, that's 5. And the steel great helmet's another 2 in a bronze, so that's 7 steel and 1 bronze to make a full steel armor set for our patrols. Per unit, that is. So it's gonna be a little while because iron is not one of our big supplies. So that's we kind of steel boots, alright. But we don't have a full thing around here, so consequently we might be okay. Oh, they got the lights. There's a bronze plate helm on Aku. That's not good. Where is our over patrol right now? There we go. There you are, paper. So yeah, you're wearing a bronze chain shirt. That is not appropriate for someone on patrol. but I can't actually tell you what to wear, just grab the best available. I think we have something different. You have a pair of steel boots and a steel chain shirt. But yes, we definitely need to figure out our armor situation a bit so that it's more level and it's higher as well, higher level. Steel plate helm only costs 2 steel ingots. Oh, covers the head, leaving only small openings for the eyes, providing the most defense for the head. Whereas this one, helmet is made from steel, leaving openings for the eyes and mouth. Are they just different models then? I'm not terribly certain I see what the distinction is with these, but that requires more materials, so who knows? Oh, and we have some more iron. Let's get that crafted up and see if we can make some more steel. Hopefully, because then we can make some more boots. We'll start on the boots, because they're the cheapest object, I think, and then we'll try and move up the body. Storage can't reach, build more weapon rack. Well, there's a thing I didn't think I'd see anytime soon. Okay. Where do we want to put a weapon rack is the next question. We could try mirroring it over here, because that seems like the most logical thing. So, let's see, weapon rack. Make sure I get this right. Yeah, it's placed here. There we go. Doesn't really matter right now because we're very linear, but eventually we'll be a little bit less linear. Also, what costs to make those? I forget. What it costs to make the weapon racks? Wood logs. Okay, that's fine. We got plenty of those. Oh, there we go. More weapon rack. So what are you packing now, Aku? Bronze plate helm, steel chain shirt. You want to be on the actual bulk plate. Bronze boots. Okay. Well, do we have anything better? Are you about to go and grab anything better? No steel boots. Presumably because our archers also take the steel boots, so we're going to want to grab more of that than we actually planned. But that's fine. Everyone's heading to bed now. Oh. What are you doing out here then? Off to chop a tree, apparently. But you'll be off to sleep soon, I hope. Yeah, here comes the fisherman. Fishing patrol, go! So yeah, if you are ever made to feel small because somebody catches you a little plush toy, if you are ever belittled because you still sleep with a little plushie or something, it's important to remember that they are simply spouting demonstrable falsehoods. That the people who told them knew every bit about as much of the situation as they do. And the answer is, you're wrong. We're all kids. And we all need those childish things. Because the world doesn't get easier to live in. Sometimes it gets even harder. And those points, you want your mug of hot. You want your mug of hot cocoa. You want your little plush teddy. You want your duvet prints with Pokemon along the sides of them. You want your Bulbasaur nightlight. I'm not describing things I have. I'm just describing things that might help people be that might help people be comfortable. But hey, if these are things that you would enjoy, then by all means, go grab them. The only thing that changes as you get older is that you probably have to pay for them yourself. But they're usually fairly minor inconveniences in that regard. Just don't go too wild with your finances. Okay. Seems like everyone's gone quiet today, so I shall see you on day 51. So we're here in Edgington. Catch you all next time.